So today I want to chat about staying connected to the past and staying connected to the people who are our adversaries in this situation. So before I jump into it, this channel is about recovering from narcissistic abuse with a toxic ex, typically when kids are involved, but not always. I cover tips and techniques I've learned over the years that I share with you to help you with that. If you're interested and this sounds like it would be helpful, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification so that YouTube will tell you what's going on. If you need one-on-one coaching, I do have that available. You can find that out more at my website at www.dadsurvivingdivorce.com/coaching. And let's jump into today's topic. So this has come up a few times lately with some people I've been chatting with and some things I've been reading online. And that's whenever you stay connected to your narcissistic ex and what I'm talking about is when you stay connected via the anger, the vengeance, the wanting to get it back, the negative karma at wanting to see them angry or upset or anything like that. And the biggest problem with that is it really keeps you focused on them. It detracts from you focusing on you and focusing on your own recovery. When you are focused on what's going on with them, it doesn't help you. It keeps you fixated on that, and it keeps you fixated in a negative way. If you've heard of people talk about like vibrations, it's a lower type of vibration feeling, and it just keeps you stuck there. You want to basically focus everything you can, everything you're doing in life on making your life better, not getting back at the other people. I mean, I get it because I went through a phase where I wanted to have my ex drugged through the streets and exposed for who she was and all those different things. But it does nothing for you. It did nothing for me when I was in that mode. And it's a really tough thing because what we've been through is so damn difficult. We've been hurt so badly. You've been targeted by really nasty people, and it's only natural to want some vengeance, for lack of a better word, that you want their karma to come back. You want them to experience some discomfort for what they've caused you. The problem is when you focus on that, it doesn't bring anything good to your life. And typically what I've seen is whenever people get into that mode, I mean, I've seen that with me and I've seen it with other people, it's like more negative crap comes into your life. It's like when you are focused on that, when you're focused not on making your life better, but you're focused on being happy that their life is bad, you're in the wrong mindset. You are absolutely in the wrong mindset. And I know that this is so damn tough, right? Because I mean, okay, take for instance, I can see in my situation where things are kind of starting to spiral out of control for my ex. And I would probably have every right to be, finally it's she's getting hers. And it doesn't really, none of this brings me any joy because I look at it and it's like, if I'm thinking that, how does that help me? How does that help me be the better not be the better person. I'm not trying to say, be the better person, take the high road and all that crap. I mean, I guess in a sense, that's what the message is, but it's a lot deeper than that. It's not just, force yourself to be the good person. It's a fundamental shift in your own mentality on what you put your energy toward. And what I would say is if you're stuck in that mode, if you're in that situation where that is kind of where you're at, and there's nothing, I get it, right? You have every right to feel that way, and you have every right to feel happy whenever they get something that they should get, right? But look at it this way. Ask yourself this, how does that help your life? How does it help you improve your life? Other than to make you basically feel like, yeah, they're getting knocked down too, so I hope they like how that feels. For me and my situation, I don't want to think about the ex anymore. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want that information or those thoughts even in my head. I want to focus on making my life better. I want to focus on having the least amount of chaos. I want to focus on having fun. I want to focus on building relationships with people and my kids. I know it's really tough. I absolutely get it. I mean, it is super tough. I mean, it is really tough. I get that. But I don't want you guys to get stuck in that, because it's so easy to go down that route. It's so easy to take that path. And I think it's one of those things where it's not so much it's not so much that any of this is easy, but sometimes the default answers or sometimes the default ways we want to approach things just isn't healthy. Sometimes I think it's a test. Sometimes I think it's like the universe saying, okay, have you really healed? Are you really doing better? Let me throw this little nugget in your lap, and let's see how you respond. Do you find it, do you like, yeah, I'm getting bad, yeah, they're getting some of theirs? Or you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I mean, you legitimately don't really care, other than maybe how it affects your kids if you have kids with these people. And you're like, yeah, I just don't want to think about that. Not that I don't want to think about it. I'm not talking about denial. I mean, I'm talking more about looking at it in a situation to where you're like, I don't want them in my mind. I'll give you an example. Yesterday was a really bizarre day when the kids came back. I mean, I had my one daughter with me for the appointment. Maybe if you watch this channel regularly. And there were some conversations where it's just apparent that, their mom is just basically taking their finger and boop, poking her right in the kid's eyes. And then when the kids came home, I could tell my youngest was really upset. My oldest was okay. And they were actually on time, and which is not normal, but they came in like right on time. And my middle daughter, who was still with me, wanted to go say hi to their mom, and she was like peeled out, not peeled out, but backed up real quick, and boosh, was gone. My middle daughter was disappointed because she wanted to at least she didn't get to say goodbye to her mom the day before, because I picked her up while she was gone, while their mom was gone. And later in conversation, as the kids started telling me what was happening, it wasn't a good day over at Mom's house. And I mean, I wasn't, what I'm trying to say is I could easily have been in the back of my mind like, yes, she's just imploding on herself. She's, with her own actions, she's just really poking the kids in the eye. And I could just be happy that she's exposing herself, that the kids are starting to see. And it doesn't bring any joy to me. It doesn't bring any joy to see the kids disappointed and to see that look on their face where they know what's going on. They know that something's wrong, and they also know that they can't do anything about it. And it's just one of those things where probably 2 years ago, if this would have happened, I would have been in that mode, like in the back of my mind, like, yes. And I would have been talking to my friends in a joyous way about how, she's torpedoing herself and just being, lashing out at the kids and stuff. And guys, it doesn't put you in a good spot. I'm not saying it doesn't, I don't mean it's putting you in a bad light and it makes you look bad if you're that person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's sending you down a path that doesn't help your life. It doesn't get you to where you want to go. Now, I get it, and I get it. if you're in that mode and you're so hurt and you want a little bit of payback. I mean, I went through that. I get it. The only thing I would say is if you're in that mode, and maybe with what I'm saying, you're just like, oh no, hell no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enjoy this moment. I'm going to enjoy my success, my little victory. Look at it from a bigger picture on how it is affecting your life. How is that incident and your focus on that, how is it helping you get to where you want to go? How is it helping your mindset? How is it helping your environment? Is it drawing more negative stuff? Because a lot of times what happens is whenever we find joy in someone else's discomfort, it's like it pulls bad stuff to us. It's like things start going wrong for us. That's why oftentimes I say, people may think, or you may think your ex is winning. They're not winning crap. They're stuck in that toxic mindset and they keep pulling crap to them. Sure, do they win? Do they quote unquote win periodically? Oh, absolutely. Mine does all the time. Things always tend to work out well for her. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. But working out well is also coupled with a tremendous amount of freaking chaos and problems and strife and things going wrong. I mean, like for her, getting booted out of her house. Whenever I was worried about that happening to me, she got kicked out of her house. Her brand new car that she bought a few years ago that was like, rubbing in, oh, nice for me, not nice for you, typical BS that she would do. The thing is a train wreck. It's constantly breaking. It's got all kinds, it's always in the shop. She's afraid to drive it because she can't trust it. I mean, it's these little things that are just indicators that their life is out of control. Now, I could be happy. I could be like, woohoo, hey, great. My take on it is, thank God I'm not her. Thank God I'm not stuck in that mess anymore. And thank God I've escaped. I am not sitting there going, yeah, I hope that car explodes on her. There was a period of time where I was thinking that, but that wasn't doing anything positive for me. All that was doing was keeping me in a really negative space, and all that was doing was amplify. It's like my mind was fixated on negative things, so I started seeing negative things everywhere, to include in my life. So if you find yourself stuck in that mode, just try to take a step back and think about what I've just said. Think about what I've been talking about in this video. And even if you're not ready for it, even if this is like, you're like, oh, hell no, I am going to, every time her car gets a flat tire, I'm going to be happy. And I'll be like, yes. But just look at what does it bring into your life? What does it draw to you? And does it actually help you in your life? My gut feeling is the answer is it doesn't help you. And maybe if you can start making this pivot and start seeing successes, it'll change your perspective on it. And that's what happened with me. Is I started shifting my focus because I just got worn out, guys. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was emotionally drained and a shell of myself, and I was just like, I can't focus my energy on this anymore. I just can't do it. And as I started making that shift and started to let things go that bothered me, like when she would be, have a victory in her own right, and just basically like, okay, I don't care. Does it affect my life? I go to black hole thinking. Does it matter? If she won the lottery, does it matter? No. I mean, maybe it would matter with child support, but that's about it. It's like, I don't care. That person I'm trying to make it to where that person has such a minimal impact on the daily function of my life that it just mitigates the BS that's going on. And when you start to get to that point, you'll start to see improvements in your life. You'll start to see, wow, things are getting better. Wow, I feel better. Wow, I'm enjoying things more. I'm happier. I'll make the video I made the other day where I was just talking about finding the little things that make you happy and give you peace. That's kind of the caveat with it. That's the pivot. That's the pivot point, is whenever you start changing your focus from what's going on with them, from their tragedies to their successes, and you're like, okay, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in my life anymore. So Anyways, if you know anybody who's struggling with this, share this video with them. Maybe it can help them to look at things differently. Maybe it will be like an aha moment to say, oh crap, you know, this dude has some points. Maybe I should look into it. Maybe that might make my life better. If you guys have experienced this and maybe been on the channel for a while, and I mean, because this is kind of a mantra it's a normal thing I say, and you've had success with it, put it in the comments below. I would like to hear that, and I would like other people to see that, yes, this does work. Yes, there is improvements, and yes, you just by making this perspective change, your life does start to improve. So on that, I'll chat with you on the next video. Take care. Bye.